According to the National Flooring Safety Institute, falls accounted for more than 8 million emergency room visits, and slips and falls account for over 1 million visits. Again, I want to welcome everyone to our 22nd Philadelphia Accident and Injury Google Hangout. My name is Rene, and today we'll be talking again with Rand Spear, Philadelphia's accident lawyer, about slip and fall accidents. Rand has been fighting for the rights of Phillies injured for 30 years. Hey Rand, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Rene. I'm up here in Philly today sitting at my desk. It's a cloudy, overcast day. There's been a lot of rain this week. How you doing?
We have wonderful weather these days. I don't know what's going on. It's unseasonably nice for May here in Florida. Again, it's good to see you again. Maybe we're going to talk, or we're not maybe, but we will be talking about slip and falls. Based on your 30 years of experience, can you offer some statistics on slip and fall accidents?
Sure. I can tell you that slip and fall accidents actually cause more injury than even motor vehicle accidents. Fractures, broken bones are the most serious consequences of all falls, and actually people sustain broken bones in over 5% of all people who fall. I also want you to know that hip fractures are the most serious type, and they lead to the greatest number of health problems and number of deaths. Unfortunately, a lot of older people sustain hip fractures from falls. Even in the workplace, you have to be very careful. 85% of worker compensation claims are attributed to employees slipping on slick floors at work. So you have to be very careful even in the workplace. And those are just some of the numbers. I mean, most people that miss time from work, lost days from work, it's because of a slip and fall accident. So, you know, when you really start to look at the numbers, you really start to see the impact that all of these slip and fall accidents have on a person's quality of life and ability to earn a living.
So am I understanding this correctly, that, you know, people walk away from car accidents sometimes, but if they're involved in a slip and fall, they always seem to, well, maybe not always injured, but there's a good incidence of being injured?
Well, oftentimes the injuries are much more severe, and that really is common sense. When you're in a motor vehicle, you've got this big metal object, the car around you to help protect you. You're in a padded seat. You have on a seat belt. But with a slip and fall, there's really nothing to shield you, nothing to protect you. Down you go, unexpected, and oftentimes you hit the ground, you hit your face, you hit your arm, you break a leg, you break an arm, you break a hip, and they're very serious accidents that oftentimes have, you know, long-term, lifelong consequences. So you really have to be very careful if you're involved in any type of slip and fall accident.
Who can be held responsible when someone slips and falls on someone else's property?
You know, there's a lot of people that are responsible. Normally what we do is we first look, we pull a deed, we see who the landowner is. Is it a corporation? Is it a fictitious name? Is it owned by an individual? Then we look to see if there's a tenant, because oftentimes in a lease agreement, the tenant may be responsible for maintaining the property. And then depending, was it ice, was it snow, was it a cracked sidewalk? The question is there a maintenance company? Can a maintenance company be responsible? Or a snow removal or a landscaping company? So it's so important when an accident happens to promptly call a lawyer so that we can investigate all of the facts. If necessary, we'll get someone out to take pictures. Or even if you have a cell phone and a family member is around, give them your cell phone, let them take pictures of what caused you to fall, if it's a crack, if it's debris, if it's snow and ice, whatever it is. You want to do your best to gather and preserve that evidence so that when you talk to an attorney, we can hit the ground running and prepare a case that we can win at trial.
Do you hire experts or investigators to go about, you know, getting that kind of information in these accidents, these slip and fall accidents?
Oh, absolutely. Number one, with these slip and fall accidents, many times people end up in the hospital, and I get calls directly from the hospital. So I need to send an investigator out to meet with the client to get all the information, to find out where it happened, when it happened, and how it happened. And then we can run out to the accident site, take photographs, see if there's any witnesses. In many occasions, there's film, there's video. We want to gather that before it's lost or videoed over. So the answer is yes. And then depending on the nature of the defect, I may need an engineer to talk about the defective nature of the condition. Is it a crack? Why was it cracked? Was it ice and snow? Why wasn't it shoveled? Why wasn't it cleared? What's going on? We want to answer all of those questions as soon as we can after the accident, because as time goes on, people's memories fade. And it becomes much more difficult to get the witness statements, to get the photographs, to get the evidence that we really need to prove their case, because oftentimes the clients are so badly injured, we want to do everything we can to put together a case, to prove what happened, to show somebody was negligent, and entitle the client to collect monetary damages for their pain and suffering, for their loss of life's pleasures, for their lost wages, and any other damages that they sustained as a result of a slip and fall accident.
Well, I hope it never happens to me, but if it did, is there a specific recommendation that you might share with me about what I should, the process or some of the things that I should or should not do?
Well, number one, the most important thing is to get immediate medical attention. If you really are injured, call an ambulance, call a family member, get right over to a hospital, get yourself checked out, get x-rays if you need, make sure everything's okay, make sure you're in good shape. And then after that, the next most important thing you want to do is to call a lawyer, tell them what happened. Calling a lawyer, it's free, it's a free consultation, there's no charge. To get the facts, find out what's involved, find out what you need to do, and make a list of what the lawyer tells you to do. Do you have the photographs? Do you have witnesses? Do you have evidence? So that someone can really jump on the case and get a head start in order to fully represent you to the fullest extent of the law.
Well, I could have never believed that slip and fall accidents are more prevalent than, or injuries due to slip and fall accidents are more prevalent than car accidents or injuries through car accidents. That's pretty amazing.
I know.
If you have a case in Pennsylvania or New Jersey related to any accident or injury, please call Rand Spear, the accident lawyer, at 888-373, the number 4, and law, L-A-W. Or you can visit the firm at www.randspear.com. Again, Rand, it's always a pleasure listening to you, sharing your experience and knowledge with our audience.
Thanks, Rene. It's good to hear from you, too.
And I want to thank everyone who participated today and invite our audience to come back and hang out next time when we'll be discussing a new and important topic. That's all for now, and goodbye. But before we go, information contained in this video should not be construed as legal advice. Content is for information purposes only. Nothing contained herein shall constitute an attorney-client relationship. To everyone, have a great day.